JBN, we keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, unknown gringo was under police scrutiny for alleged lottery scam involvement, says cop. A senior cop assigned to the Trelawney Police Division has revealed that dancehall artist Unknown Gringo, who was shot and killed by unknown assailants in Rock, Trelawney on Friday morning, was under scrutiny for his alleged engagement in lottery scamming. The senior cop was, however, quick to point out that the motive behind the entertainer's killing is yet to be determined. He has been the subject of a number of operations by the Trelawney Police for his alleged engagement in lottery scamming, the cop said. The deceased, given name Franz Morris, 39, who last lived at Retreat Heights in Trelawney, recently relocated from the Flanco community in the neighboring St. James Parish, the police disclosed. According to a police source, the dancehall artist was driving a Toyota Crown motor car on the Rock Main Road when he was pounced upon and peppered with gunshots by men aboard another vehicle that drove up. The artist allegedly lost control of the vehicle, which flipped several times before coming to a stop. The gunslingers then reportedly alighted from their vehicle and pumped several more bullets into the body of the artist before speeding away in their waiting vehicle. Unknown Gringo is known for songs such as Money Factory, Careful, Struggles, My Life, among others. The entertainer became the second murder victim in the Trelawney Police Division since the start of the year. Construction worker shot dead in Onoto Bay. A 22-year-old man was gunned down in the Itobol community in Onoto Bay, St. Mary. The deceased has been identified as Odain Martin, a construction worker. Information received is that about 10:10 p.m. on Saturday, Martin was sitting outside a shop after it had closed using the Wi-Fi. According to residents, several shots were then heard. Martin's body was later found with gunshot wounds. His death comes less than a week after his mother's grocery shop was burnt down and a month after the hardware store where he was working was also torched. The Onoto Bay police are investigating. Nude body found with gunshot wounds in Clarendon. The nude body of a man was found at Capture Land, an area of Newtown in Hayes, Clarendon on Saturday morning. He has been identified as 59-year-old Roy Freeman Goldburn, otherwise called Blacks, a resident from the community. Police believe Freeman was killed between 8:30 on Friday evening and 10:30 on Saturday morning. It was reported that residents heard loud explosions about 8:30 on Friday night. Police said around 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, a miner went to get water from a nearby community standpipe when the body was discovered. The police were summoned and found the body in the nude line face down near a standpipe with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the upper section. The body was positively identified and later removed to the morgue. 3 detained, car seized following Portland robbery. Police seized the car and detained 3 men following a robbery in Snow Hill in Port Antonio, Portland, Friday night. The men are to face an identification parade in connection with the robbery, the police said. It was reported that about 11:05 p.m., a 60-year-old bartender was held up and robbed for a cell phone, assorted liquors, and an undetermined sum of cash by 3 men traveling in a white Toyota Probox motor car. Police said a white Probox, fitting the description of the one used in the robbery, was later intercepted by a police team. A cell phone was recovered in the seized car, and the 3 men who were traveling in the vehicle were taken into custody. Farmer charged after pistol and ammo found in bathroom ceiling. A 33-year-old farmer of Slim Lane, Corotto Hill in Maypen and Clarendon, has been taken into custody following the seizure of a gun at his residence on Saturday. According to the police, about 6 Saturday morning, a targeted operation was carried out by the police, who raided the premises occupied by the suspect. During a search, one P18 9mm semi-automatic pistol with serial number erased, loaded with a magazine containing 17 rounds of 9mm ammunition, was found in the ceiling of a self-contained bathroom in the house. The suspect and exhibit were taken to the Maypen police station, where they are being processed. Man in custody after cocaine found in container on the house. A St. James resident is in custody following the seizure of a quantity of cocaine at Love Lane, Montego Bay in the parish on Saturday, March 11. Reports are that about 6:15 a.m., lawmen conducted a joint police-military operation in the area where a premises was searched. 60 pieces of cocaine were found in a container beneath the house. The occupant of the premises was subsequently arrested. However, his identity has been withheld pending further investigations. The estimated street value of the illicit drug has not yet been ascertained. Nikita Noel's mom wants death penalty for daughter's killer. Tears flowed openly on Saturday at the Thanksgiving service for 9-year-old Nikita Noel, who was found dead in bushes at the side of a road in her home community of Kew in Hanover in February. The grieving mother of Nikita, Nordia Edwards, wants the life of the man responsible for her child's death. 42-year-old construction worker Omar Green of Barbary Hill, Lucy in Hanover, who was the partner of Nikita's mother, was charged with murder and rape last Thursday. However, charges laid by the police against her ex-boyfriend are not good enough for the loss of her only daughter, who lived with her. Edwards wants him dead too. It hurts just to see my daughter go down. It is not a pretty sight. As much as the person is charged, that is still not justice in my eye. My daughter goes down, it should go down too. That is my justice, Edwards told the media. How we do a crime like that and sitting in jail and eating taxpayer money, laughing at me out here weeping all night? That is not closure, said Edwards, who wants a mandatory death penalty for persons found guilty of murder. One thing I ask for is that the government change the law. You do a crime like that, they find a guilty injection, they're right there. That is justice. Too much of this a go on, and must put to this. Jonah never deserved this, expressed the mother. It was also too painful for Edwards, who found it offensive to refer to Green as her daughter's stepfather. It was no stepfather, that was long in the past. How could a father do this to his daughter? You call that a stepfather? That is an evil person, stated Edwards, who took the time to thank those who have been providing support and counseling from across the country. It was also painful for Nikita's taxi driver Richard to speak when he was caught up with at the Bypress complex, formerly known as the Jockey International Garment Factory in Lucy, where the Thanksgiving service was held. Richard is the one who left her at the usual spot on the day she was found dead, the foot of a dirt road leading up a hill to where her family lives. The glowing tributes and remembrance painted a picture of a promising future for Nikita, who lived a short life. Member of Parliament for Hanover Western, Tamika Davis, who represented National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, told the media in her capacity as a lawyer that the law for such an offence speaks to 25 years to life. You would have heard our Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck, indicating that it is the intention of Parliament to have this increased to 40 years. As it is now, I am sure that when this matter comes up before a competent judge and everything is properly outlined, then given the statute, there are proper ways that the judge can deal with this, said Davis. For her part, Antoinette Wright, principal of Esher Primary School, where Nikita was a student since 2019, said the incident has left the school community in a state of dream. She said Nikita, who demonstrated leadership skills, was a polite student who looked out for the best interests of all. She was also a good mathematician and reader. We're deeply saddened, and sometimes, having even completed the celebration and service of Thanksgiving, it still feels like a bad dream, and like we're anticipating that any minute now we're going to wake up out of the bad dream. But then reality said to us, no, she's gone, Wright explained. She said it is heartrending to believe that someone close to her community would have caused her such trauma and tragedy. Acting Senior Education Officer for the primary unit, Jacqueline Brown, said the arrest of Green is not something the school community dwells on, but closure comes when we pull ourselves together and unite and deal with this situation at the ministry level. And also what we look to is when the government and the police force has to deal with when it comes to crime and violence. Deputy Mayor of Lucy, Andrea Deaney Grant, said the parish was saddened to know that people have been seen it as part of the norm to destroy children in our nation. She also expressed the hope that this will not continue and that this is something that the public will try and fight. Government commits $40 billion to repair 2,000 roads on the Spark project. The government is to implement a $40 billion road improvement project to modernize 2,000 roads across the island under the so-called Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to our Road Network Spark program. The road repairs will commence during the upcoming financial year and will be phased over 3 years under the theme Modernizing Our Roads to Our Shared Prosperity. The disclosure was made by the Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clark, during his recent contribution to the 2023-24 budget debate. The Spark program is part of the government's multi-pronged strategy to respond to the decades of underinvestment in our nation's roads, Clark said, while making the argument that the Spark initiative will improve road safety and catalyze economic growth by restoring badly deteriorating public infrastructure. Clark stressed that the road network is the backbone of our economy, connecting businesses, industries, and individuals across the country, and the government considers intervention as an emergency within the context of road debts and the deteriorating state of the public thoroughfare. He said that with statistics on road deaths at a staggering level, it is our responsibility as a government to take action to reduce this burden on our healthcare system. The minister outlined that the project is aligned with the government's policy objectives, which contribute directly to several sustainable development goals and will result in the development of quality, reliable, sustainable, and resilient infrastructure, including regional and transport infrastructure to support economic development and human well-being. He informed that the government has entered into an agreement with the International Finance Corporation (IFC) to act as transaction advisors for the North Coast Highway between Miami Bay and Montego Bay, which will start in the 2023-24 fiscal year. According to the minister, the government has also committed some $40 million to conduct a feasibility study for the bypassing of Runaway Bay and Discovery Bay to complement the current North Coast Highway widening project. Both projects will be implemented at a cost of $1 billion on a phased basis over 3 years. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.